So if you're interested in taking the OSCP, or if you're already on the way to take the OSCP, I wanted to make a video on pivoting, some stuff that you should absolutely be aware of, because there's really two scenarios that can definitely come on the OSCP exam that a lot of people tend to not be prepared for. Sadly, people have had to spend those $250 extra on exam retakes when they fail over something like this. So I figured I should go over this in the video so that hopefully you won't be surprised specifically what I'm talking about. I'll give you two scenarios. Both are networking related, but a bit different. So let's start with the Active Directory part. Here, pivoting might definitely come. Let's say that you have initial access to the first machine, right? And let's say that that machine can talk to other machines in a different network. Let's say that the Windows machine in this scenario can talk to machines in a different network that it can reach, but your Kali can't reach those machines directly. So how do we go after those machines that only that Windows machine can reach? This is where we set up pivoting. And the tools that I would recommend using here would be either Chisel or Ligolo. Ligolo is a bit faster. You also don't have to use proxy chains. Chisel isn't as fast. You can use proxy chains, but both tools are truly amazing, and I covered them both. It really comes down to preference. These tools you would essentially set up so that you can relay the traffic over the Windows jump host, proxy host, essentially, so that you can reach machines deeper into the network, so that you can use all of the tools on your Kali Linux and talk to the network that you wouldn't initially be quote-unquote allowed to talk to. So that's the first scenario. We cover this in the 2-hour free course here on YouTube, and we also have a 5 times as long course, believe it or not, on OSCP inside of our community, where you also get access to me personally. You can ask me questions about anything you struggle with, whether it's networking concepts, or whether it's PrivResc or initial access, or whatever it is. I have the OSCP and I did really well, so just ask me questions and I'm happy to help you out. You can check it out in the link down below. So that part is really important that you understand. And again, I go more into practical examples in those videos or in those resources that I mentioned. But here, the second scenario is something that people don't typically talk about. And it actually has to do with PrivResc. If you don't understand how to do local port forwarding, whether it is using SSH or Ligolo or Chisel, then I highly suggest you learn that. Because let's say you're doing privilege escalation on a Linux host and you're checking everything that you can, but you don't seem to make progress, right? You're checking SGRD binaries, SGIG binaries, checking capabilities, you're checking cron jobs, you're checking suspicious binaries, and pretty much anything that you can, but you don't seem to get anywhere. But then suddenly, let's say that you check all of the processes that are currently running on this Linux host, and you see that there is a process running as root, and you see that it's running on port 8000, let's say, and you see that it's a web server. So how can you go after this web server and try to exploit it? Preferably you would have access to a GUI, right? But you won't be able to have directly access to a GUI if you have a normal shell on this Linux host. So how can you use your preferred tools to go after this? Because let's say that this port, again, it's only accessible internally. So when you try to stand it within that, remotely you won't be able to see it because it's only running internally. And again, this could definitely happen. So what do you do in this scenario? Well, I would suggest that you set up a local port forwarding. Essentially what you would do here is that you would bind, let's say, port 800 on your Kali Linux to your local host. And then you bind that to the port of the remote machine that you're after, right? So in this scenario, port 8000 on that remote IP. And then what this would essentially do is that all the traffic that would have gone to that port will essentially be relayed, or you will essentially be able to access it directly from your Kali Linux machine without the shell. That means that now you can use all your tools. You can use fuzzing tools like fpath and wfuzz and FireXBuster and whatever you want. And you can also use Burp Suite. You can configure that as Burp Suite. And you can also use the Foxy Proxy. Decide it on your local host and then the port that you specified, again, port 800 or whatever port that you want, right? And after you configure this in the Foxy Proxy, you will now be able to get a perfect GUI access through this web server that you're after. And again, the reason why you're after it in the first place is because it's running as the root process and it might be exploitable, right? So you should definitely check it. So let's say you get a reverse shell on this host now, on this service. Now you will have a root shell. So now you successfully privileged using this technique. So those are really the two techniques that I think that you should be preparing and making sure that you're getting comfortable with. And again, if you need more general OSCP advice like this, if you enjoyed it, then leave a like and check out all of the other resources that I linked. I will put all of them in the description down below. Yeah, we have a lot of basic stuff, not only the OSCP course, a lot of resources for hacking in general and also cybersecurity and networking. So yeah, definitely check it out. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day and best of luck on your OSCP journey.